Hey, there you go. Okay. Hey guys, Hybrid here. I have like this kind of odd lighting thing going on, so yeah, I'm trying to get better lighting because my other videos where I do the camera, the lighting's kind of off and it's weird. So I thought I'd make this quick video. I took notes, but it's about Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 3. Because Phase 2 comes to an end next year, actually, which is kind of sad when you think about it. Phase 1 was 2008 to 2012. Phase 2, 2013 to 2015. So very, very short compared to Phase 2. Phase 1 was 4 years. Phase 2, 5 years. So, wow, blowing by really quick. But we already really know what Phase 3 is going to be, which kind of sucks because we don't really have that element of surprise. But really interesting because we have something to, look forward to. So I'm going to run down the movies really quick. We have Ant-Man, Captain America 2, Thor 3, Doctor Strange, and obviously Avengers 3. Those are the ones we actually know about that are like confirmed in production and development. And for TV shows, we have Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Defenders. Not sure about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it still needs to be renewed if it's going to come back to be in Phase 3. And we don't know about Agent Carter because that's still, in like talks, I guess. So really cool stuff. Obviously, anything that, sorry, my cat is like, my infamous cat that was licking himself during one of my videos. But anyways, yeah, it's really interesting stuff because with Captain America, the Winter Soldier, which if you haven't seen, check out the review on our channel. But with Captain America 2, it really does set a new tone and something to follow for the other Avengers movie and also for the rest of the solo films. And also they name dropped Doctor Strange, so they kind of have to explain why he was name dropped. I'm not going to go into how he was name dropped, but they do name drop him. But yeah, like Ant-Man, it's just all these movies. It's going to be really interesting to see how they fit in a, well, especially for these movies because it's a post-Avengers 2 world. So we've had Ultron already, and that he's going to probably have a big effect on the world, just like how Loki had a big effect on all the other films post Avengers 1. Primarily, obviously, Iron Man 3 and Captain America 2. Now it's also really interesting because we have movies like Doctor Strange and Ant-Man, which are entirely new properties, just like Guardians of the Galaxy is a new property for Phase 2. So to really see how they do this one is going to be really interesting, especially Ant-Man. He's not as well known as maybe he should be, and Doctor Strange, because so far they've been like tiptoeing around magic being magic. Instead, they've been making it more really advanced science. So to see them do this, it'll be really interesting because Kevin Feige, he did say he will be doing magic, not just advanced science like Thor and the Asgardians have. So it's really cool. Obviously, talk about TV shows. We have Iron Fist, or actually I already said them, but it's really cool to see these TV shows being made. They're going to be on Netflix though. So, like, I'm not knocking down Netflix, but I'm just letting you know it will be on Netflix. So when it does come out, basically you just watch the whole series, I guess, as is. That'll be pretty interesting. No, like, rumor milling or anything like that. Like, what's the next episode going to be? Or, like, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., for example, when they showed the Kree alien before we knew it was Kree, some people said it was Kree, some people said it was, another species of alien or, a human offshot like Atlanteans. So we aren't going to have any of those. Like, basically, you just watch the whole series through, which is kind of interesting to see them do that. I know it's kind of risky for some TV shows because some TV shows really do, they do well off the support of, getting hyped up and cliffhangers, stuff like that. And also, this will actually be good, though, because the big complaint Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has had was random hiatuses and breaks. And obviously, if you're releasing the whole season as a whole, you can't have that. Like, there is no breaks. You can just watch the whole thing. So that's pretty cool. Agent Carter, I'm kind of iffy at this point with them making that, just because it'd feel like a fill in the blank that we don't really need. I love Haley Atwell, though, so if they do go through with it, I wish it the best. But at this moment, I just think that we don't really need it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, though, I'm waiting to see how Season 1 finishes off. I hope it finishes off strong, and I would like to see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2. The reason being specifically because this really helps flesh out kind of what's happening behind the scenes that we don't see in the Avengers or the big movies. Because obviously, if you're watching a movie about Iron Man, they're not going to go into what is S.H.I.E.L.D. doing, or like other possible superhumans going around like in the world, stuff like that. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. can do that. That's one thing the show has going for it, is that it can go into the stuff that we don't have time to go into in the movies. Because S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of in everything, so they have no reason not to. But yeah, let's talk about Avengers 3 really quick though. I'm going to try keeping this video under 10 minutes. But Avengers 3. So we know Thanos is going to be the villain. It's presumed and heavily hinted towards the Infinity Gauntlet being in it. Now, the only problem with that is that the Infinity Gauntlet is like extremely powerful. Obviously, it's the Infinity Gauntlet. Even people that don't read comics know that it's really powerful. They don't even know what it does, but they know it's powerful. So that's a big problem, because you're going to need a lot of powerful characters that sadly Marvel doesn't have all the rights to, that, you know, play a big role in the comic book storyline. Like, they could technically still introduce Silver Surfer and Galactus because they have the rights back to those characters as far as I know. But yeah, I'm sorry, Black Widow, Hawkeye, not going to be able to do anything against Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. Captain America will barely be able to do anything. Like, I hope they keep the part where Thanos, like, shatters his shield. There you go. I can't remember that. I hope they keep the part where he shatters his shield, because that was a pretty cool moment in the comics. But yeah, honestly, I think I'm just going to go through really quickly and say what I think is going to happen in each film. Ant-Man is going to be like... Sorry, my phone just went off. Ant-Man is going to be like the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes episode to steal Ant-Man, which has Hank Pym and obviously Scott Lang. Scott Lang is going to be a current Ant-Man. Hank Pym is going to be the OG Ant-Man and, you know, the flashback one. So what I think is going to happen is we're going to have flashbacks, I think, and a lot of people are going to be pissed about this if they do it, but I think most likely they're going to make Wasp Scott Lang's love interest. Now, the reason why I say that is because a lot of people don't know about Hank Pym, Scott Lang. They don't know the difference. The mainstream audience doesn't. Which is why Marvel can easily get away with doing Hank Pym and Scott Lang in the same movie. And, you know, audiences, they'll just be like, oh, mentor role kind of thing. But most people don't know that Ant-Man has had many people wear the Ant-Man mantle. But they do know Wasp is with Ant-Man, not specifically with Hank Pym. Which is kind of a problem, which is obviously a problem for Hank Pym fans. But, you know, so I can see them twisting that around, and they've done different things before already. So it won't be, you know, the first change to the comics that they've done. But yeah, most likely they're gonna make Wasp Scott Lang's love interest. Captain America 2 or Captain America 3, I should say. That's gonna be a really big one. Obviously, it's going up against Batman versus Superman. I can't even talk today. Know what's wrong with me? But yeah, I think what's gonna happen in this one is Captain America is not going to die. A lot of people think he's going to die. I don't think he's going to die in Captain America 3. What I do think is going to happen, though, is, you know, we're going to get more and more. Bucky, as the Winter Soldier, is going to be kind of his sidekick again. I think we're going to get, you know, the Falcon back. And I think what's going to happen is Steve Rogers is going to become the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. to some capacity. Mostly because they really do build up on his leadership in Captain America 2. And I feel like this will be kind of him versus Hydra for the final time. Like, Hydra will be defeated kind of thing. And I feel like the villain most likely will be Baron Von Strucker. But if it's Baron Zemo, that'd be really cool too. So Thor 3. What do you think is going to happen? Loki's going to die. Or actually, I don't think Loki's going to die. Loki's probably going to go work with Thanos. Be kind of Thanos' bitch, basically. But yeah, so I think the villain should be Surtur. It should be like an Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which they may do because Christopher Yost wrote that and he's co-writing Thor 3. But they should have Beta Ray Bill. Do the Beta Ray Bill storyline. Have Thor become King Thor. Like, Odin dies, passes on the Odin Force to Thor. Thor becomes King of Asgard. Have Natalie Portman's character, please, for the love of God, kill her. She's the worst thing. Her and Kat Dennings' character is the worst thing that happens to the Thor series. I know they're there for comedic relief, but they hold back what Thor could be so much because they have to tie down the Earth. And they have to have the threat not be so big that a human can't even, like, you know, have, like, any part in it. So, if you take away Jane Foster, you know, all the humans in it, we could have a straight-up Asgardian war. And have no, you know, nothing holding it back. It could be all out. The hell? This bug just flew in my window. So, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Have Surtur, Beta Ray Bill, and obviously Thor become King Thor. Have Doctor Strange for Doctor Strange. You know, Doctor Strange origins. Yeah, Doctor Strange origin story. I'm like mumbling. I'm very sorry about that. Have real magic. So far as we know, Kevin Feige said that we're probably going to actually get real magic, not just advanced science. That'd be very cool. And it'd be really cool if they actually finally cross the bridge between the boundaries of what is advanced science and actual magic. Because Doctor Strange, if you didn't know, is a well-known surgeon, so he probably knows a lot about medicine and science. Obviously, he's not like a tech expert like Tony Stark, but, they could, do some really interesting things about that. Or with that, I should say. Now, Avengers 3, what I think is going to happen, I think they're going to have every solo film character, obviously, in that movie. You kind of have to, really. Like I said, it's Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. You're going to need a lot of people to be in it. Now, characters I think they'll probably introduce in Avengers 3. If they do this, I'd be really happy. Introduce Silver Surfer and Galactus. You kind of need that. You need that extra power to fight, Thanos. I doubt they're going to introduce those characters, but if they did, it'd be pretty cool. Actually, I doubt they're going to introduce any new characters in Avengers 3, really, because it's already going to be really full. And, this movie will probably be 3 hours long, I'm guessing, Lord of the Rings style length, because there's a lot of characters in it, and there's a lot of shit that has to get done in Avengers 3. So, yeah, I feel like there obviously is going to be Thanos and Infinity Gauntlet. I believe Captain America will be killed by Thanos. Iron Man is going to retire. Like, Tony Stark's going to retire as Iron Man. Pass on the mantle to Rhodey. Rhodey's going to officially become Iron Man instead of War Machine or Iron Patriot. Bucky's going to become Captain America. And Thor's going to kind of retire to Asgard. Hopefully he marries Sif. I don't know. Or maybe he'll do some stupid thing like make Natalie Portman as Guardian or something. Or if they do that, I'll be really pissed. But we never know. Loki hopefully dies. Like, actually dies. I bet he's going to do something like kill Thanos. Or not kill Thanos, but like try betraying Thanos. I hope Thanos just wipes him from existence. That'd be kind of badass of Thanos. Even though I know that would probably hurt a lot of Loki fans. So, I think that's what's going to happen. For the TV shows with Netflix, I think it's really probably going to focus on the Kingpin and gangs in New York kind of rising up really with maybe advanced alien weaponry. I feel like Daredevil, obviously, they might do something with alien technology. Like, I don't know. I really hope they keep his origin pretty faithful. Luke Cage I'm not really worried about because his is already somewhat tied to the Super Soldier Serum to a degree. So his is very easy. It's really hard to mess up. Iron Fist would be pretty cool to see getting done. Jessica Jones, I'm still unsure about. I felt like they could have probably gone with someone else besides Jessica Jones, but so yeah, really, if I had it my way, I'd have it be Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and make it Heroes for Hire. And instead of Jessica Jones, or make those just Defenders, and not have Jessica Jones make a Nova TV series. But that's probably too expensive. But yeah, comment below. This is kind of getting longer than I want it to be. So comment below, who do you want in Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 3? Do you want Beta Ray Bill? Do you want Silver Surfer? Do you want Surtur? Do you want Thor to become King of Asgard? Do you want Howard the Duck? Because, I don't know what you want. So, yeah. This hybrid. Please subscribe, comment, and like. And, come on. Come on, Boomer. My cat wants to say hi. My cat has attitude. So, yeah, subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you guys later.